I see that there's a lot of people excited about the money that Trump gave the Department of Justice. He set aside $1,776,000,000, and I think a lot of J6ers are like, oh, he set aside a J6 fund for 1.7 billion dollars. This is amazing. Well, we'll get to that in a second. And then the thing is he didn't draw the line at J6. He expanded it to anybody who is weaponized by the government. Where does that start and stop? I mean, you can say what you want, but like I'll tell you, like, believe it or not, there were some BLMers that were targeted by the government. Believe it or not, I mean, as two-tiered of a justice system as it was, case in point, the October 18th, when all those leftists literally stormed the Capitol after the precedent was set on what January 6ers did and just got slapped on the wrist in local ordinances. Yeah, but it exists that there were leftists that were so not condoning, not supporting. I think a lot of these priests had every right to pray and protest against abortion, but they knew what they were doing, crossing that line, going into the clinics. I'm not throwing them under the bus, but are they entitled to this fund too? So when it's 1.766 billion or whatever, divided by the 1,600 J6ers that got arrested, that's only $1,060,000 per J6er. Now, if you ask me what it cost me to go through that shit, especially for what I did and what my intentions were that day, I deserve a lot more. Like $1,000,000 is chump change. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be taxed. This isn't just like a personal injury thing. It's going to get taxed. I'm already in the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund. My lawyer is getting a piece of that. So, you're probably going to need a lawyer to make your case to this Victims Compensation Fund. And now it's not even limited at J6ers. So then, like, what are we going to do? Like, look, I have some friends that were in jail for a really long time. You probably know who you were. But you had a baseball bat, dude. Like, you weren't just filming and running out the door when you realized it was complete mayhem in there. There was people that were like, and I'm not throwing them under the bus either. Like, there was shit going on. Do they have more of a claim because they're in jail longer? There's other people, like, where does it... This is going to be what I'm trying to say is, this is going to be the biggest shit show ever. First of all, January 6ers or anybody who's... Like, I honestly wish Antifa was leading this. I wish whoever the most weaponized person in the government there was during Trump's reign is leading this. Because as horrible as it sounds, they would actually be somewhat fair. When it becomes to the right wing, they're so individualistic that this is going to be like siblings fighting over the biggest slice of pizza. It is going to be such a fucking shit show. It's not even funny. So even if it was left to J6ers, only give it, just make an announcement saying you're giving us $1,000,000 a piece and let us live with it. Because when we have to come forward and make our claims, oh my God. Like what? Like, where is this going to start and where is this going to stop? And I'm just saying that the other thing is, a lot of people are scared of this, of the FTCAs and the having a sue in Washington, D.C., and having a Washington, D.C. jury all over again. Well, guess what, guys? We don't have a Washington, D.C. jury because these FTCAs just go straight to a judge. I am kind of like so done with Trump First of all, you're a billionaire, dude. Our lives got fucking destroyed. You've done nothing to stop inflation. And $1 million is not that much money. I'm not even impressed. Not even impressed. Not that I'm a millionaire now, but I've gotten sums of money, and it's enough to know that $1 million is not that much fucking money, okay? It's not that much. So, I think you're selling us out on every step of the fucking way, and this $1.7 billion, it's not a bailout for us. We're going to be fine. We're fucked, but we're resilient. And honestly, we formed like a little bit of a brotherhood. We're going to be all right. You bailed them out. You bailed them out. Because now you're going to start this fund, and all these individual, like, herding cats, bullshit motherfuckers are going to be like, no, I was in jail for 4 years. I was in the whole 90 days. I didn't even do anything. I didn't even go in the building, and I got arrested. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I had this. Even me. I had a radio show. I thought I was in press. I had Color Cotelli. She was the biggest cunt on earth. It's not going to fucking end. And so we're all going to fight with each other over this chump change. Yeah, I said it. $1.7 billion, especially for what we went through, is fucking chump change. We're all going to be fighting each other over the chump change. Meanwhile, there was at least 600 FTCAs, Federal Torts Claim Act, forms, lawsuits against the FBI for how bad they fucked with us, that were about to go to judges and that were about to get litigated, that were going to require discovery, that would have enabled us to actually litigate and get to the bottom of not only what happened, the fact that we had no dispersal orders, the fact that we had no safe place to exit, the fact that Mayor Bowser totally led us astray, the fact that there was a complete breakdown of command, the fact that just across the board there was so many fuck-ups, so much propagandizing. We lose that opportunity. And you know what? If it was $10 billion, and each one of us were going to get like $10 million, okay? I don't need to know. $1 million won't even get me a house in my neighborhood. Like, what is $1 million going to do? I'll buy $100,000 Toyota Sienna or some shit, like a pickup truck, and, the gas is going to be $10. You totally fucked up, and the Democrats are going to win, so we're going to get taxed to the nines anyway. So this whole $1.7 billion, as exciting as it might sound, it's chump change. It's a shortcut. And we're going to end up fighting with each other. And the commie technocrat Israeli fuckers and the Chinese and Pelosi and all the Schiff and Benny Thompson, all these motherfuckers that already got pre-pardoned. How disgusting is that? They're all going to be off the hook. 100% off the hook. And we're going to be left looking at each other in the eye. Well, because of this, I got a felony for the rest of my life. Because of this, I had to go to Fort Dix. Because of this, they screwed up my lawsuit. Because of this, I got caught with a gun and went to fucking real prison for 3 years. And I got fucked more than anybody. I deserve $5 million, which I think that person does. But what am I going to do? Concede to that? I'm going to fight for at least my fair share, right? At least my $1,065,000. I owe that to myself. I know this sounds arrogant, and I know this sounds fucked up, but at the end of the day, this $1.7 billion is a complete fucking disaster.